Hello, Sandra. Good evening.
Hi,
Good
how are you?
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for being here. Lovely Sandra. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So good to see you, as always. Well, I'll introduce you shortly, and then maybe you can introduce yourself even better than me. So Sandra Venera is she's a coach, a fitness coach, nutrition coach, and life coach. She's an author, and she lives in Canada. And we've been in touch for over a year now. I think maybe even a year and a half. So Sandra, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit better than me, and then I would love to ask you some questions.
Sure. Okay. So my name is Sandra Veneri. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I met Shimrit in 2020 August. I had a traumatic event happen in 2019, and then with the pandemic hit and a couple of other traumas, I was in a state of shock, and I was not in a very good place, and I definitely was seeking help, and I was praying, and then I went through Facebook and I saw Shimrit's post on her helping people with anxiety, depression, and sadness. So my heart told me to jump on the call with her, and she made me feel so comfortable. She was amazing, and my spirit just told me to go ahead. So I worked with her for 3 months, and I have to say she really helped me get me back on track to help me with the depression and the sadness. And just the anxiety more so than the depression, but more anxiety that I had through all the trauma that I had. So it was a fantastic journey. And then after that, I did my own healing, and then I was searching for another purpose. So I found my purpose, and then I called Shimrit to see if she could help me create the website. And so I'm very inspired now, and I'm in an excellent place now, and I have a lot to be grateful for. I'm really blessed to have Shimrit on be part of my life. And yeah, she's fantastic.
Thank you so much, Sandra. And you are fantastic as well. And yeah, I think it's super interesting how, you and I I'm always on my own journey and growth as well, obviously. And so you and I met almost a year and a half ago, I would say, almost. You were in a certain point in your life needing, so the term ask and you shall receive, or when the student is ready the teacher comes, and all of those very wise sayings. And so a cliche is a cliche for a reason, right? And so you were there with a certain need, asking for a certain help or a certain answer, and I was having an answer or a service or a purpose or something that I wanted to share, and life brought us together. And then like a year after, I am on a different place myself on my journey and in my service and in my purpose and what I have to share. And you had a new kind of an evolved question and an evolved purpose or something that you were looking for. And here we are again, working on another level and doing a totally different work together. So maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what is it that we're doing right now? What is your purpose, and how is that unfolding in your life currently?
Yeah, so I had my own business for 33 years, and we sold the company during the pandemic as well, which was a beautiful thing. And so I'm also a nutritionist and fitness trainer, but I've also done a lot of personal development, which led me to write my book. And so what I wanted to do now that I'm retired, I wanted to incorporate my fitness, my nutrition, my long journey of 33 years with the company, encompass it all. And I took a coaching course as well, and a lot of healing modalities. And so I wanted to, so I'm a wellness coach right now, and I wanted to put that together, rebirth my book, put an online course. So I just didn't know how to create the website and which direction to go. So Shimrit is helping me create the website. She's got 2 people on her team that, are helping with some graphics and everything. And the journey's been great because she's amazing at helping. Once you find your purpose, I think she can tremendously help you and guide you in building your website, or even just finding your purpose in itself. She's got great ideas, and no, she's great. We've been having a great journey, setting it all
Absolutely.
up. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I want to hear more about the journey from your perspective, but maybe first I would love for you to share, because this workshop is all about it's called Answer Your Calling, right? And it's all about how one can first find out and articulate and crystallize and set the destination of what is it that they want. What is the calling? What is the purpose? What is the goal? What is it that they want? And then how to get there and how to make that into reality. So if we can go back first to the purpose and how that became more and more clear for you. I remember more than a year back when we started working together, and we were more focusing on anxiety and releasing the trauma, and you had this very deep desire to find your purpose, but you were not sure what it was, right? And now it's much, much more clear, and it's becoming. So you're now in the process of becoming. So can we go back to that process before becoming, realizing, setting the goal, making it clear, finding that out?
Okay, so for me, well, I said to myself, I did a lot of meditation and prayer on what I was supposed to do. So I always say, ask and you shall receive the answer. But you have to look at yourself as an individual and ask yourself, what are your gifts? And then another thing I asked myself was, what am I good at? Like if someone were to ask me, so when you're sitting there trying to think of your purpose, you have to think of, first of all, your gifts, where your strengths are, then what you love to do. Because I think that a purpose is also for you to have your passion. So when you're doing your passion, it doesn't feel like work, right? And usually your purpose consists of helping people. So I think the first thing you have to think is what are you best at? What lights you up? Because what lights you up is, what is your purpose? So for me, I wrote my book in 2018. I launched it for a couple of months, and then the tragedy happened. So I wasn't able to do a book launch. I was only advertising and on Amazon. And so I thought to myself, I love to write. I love personal development. I love to help people. I love the wellness, mind, body, spirit. So, and I think that everything starts with our mind. So I'm focusing more on that. And my book does help with that. So I decided, well, I might as well relaunch my book. And I put myself it's called a C-type goal, which is one that is like sort of a dream. So I've always wanted to have a website. I've always wanted to be a coach. So I thought I would get my coaching. I thought to myself, I don't know anything about creating a website, but I'm just going to put myself out there. And once you do, you step into the unknown. It's where the zest of life is when you step into that unknown, right? So anyhow, that's how I started. So I'm creating now, and it's been great.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love everything that you said, and you're getting some love in the comments as well. And I love what you said about once you're stepping into the unknown territory, that is when things starting to happen. And that's exactly what we were talking about in our first session today. You have to take action. It's the imagining it, defining it, and thinking about it and changing your thinking around it. But then you also have to take action. Like you have to dare to take the action, to make a committed decision. And a committed decision is when you take action. That is when you really decide. And that is when it starts happening. And it's a bit scary, or maybe very scary at first, and definitely uncomfortable. And I want to talk more about that today as well, and share with everybody some really inspiring thoughts around that from other resources that I have here for you as well. But I loved how you said that. And then you mentioned C-type goals. Now, that's a term coming from Bob, right? And from the Thinking into Results program that you are now going through with me. So you've mentioned I'm helping you with a website and like bringing this into fruition and into reality. And that's kind of like the strategy side of things. right? But really, we are doing a lot of mindset work as well, right? And so Bob always says, and he's not the only one, it's 95% mindset and 5% strategy, right? 95% mindset and 5% strategy. And so we're doing the 5% strategy, but we're definitely doing the 95% mindset, right? And that's really the Thinking into Results program that you're going through right now with me and with our group. And C-type goal is a term coming from there and from Bob. So can you tell us more about that, about your experience in Thinking into Results and how that fits into your purpose and your and this level of your journey right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. Before I answer that question, I just want to let whoever's listening know that when I was in my company, I knew that I could do more. And I was meditating one day and I actually heard saying, write what you know, because I've done a lot of personal development over the years. And then I just said, I'm going to write what I know and I'm going to write my book. And I literally had no idea how to write a book. I had no idea if I can do it, but I just started like Googling how to write a book. And I just started, and that action inspired me. And I just kept going. And then the book came to fruition. So similarly as what's happening now with the website and rebirthing the book and my online course from the book, I didn't know how to do an online course, but with your passion, it just happens. And also the Thinking into Results program, I was already doing a little bit of that, which is involving finding your goal and then meditating on it, visualizing it, seeing it in your mind's eye, feeling it when you're meditating, and it brings it into your subconscious. And then with that, it brings it to reality. So this just goes, the Thinking into Results program is basically all that in a nutshell, right? And it focuses on 12 lessons, and each lesson focuses on, the first one is the goals, right? They clarify which types of goals, A, B, and C, and then it goes into different modalities, but it just talks a lot about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the body. So it's a fantastic program, and I'm going to use that with my clients as well. So it's a great program for whoever's interested. And I know that Shimrit also has that in her bio, that she's doing that now for customers. So it's great. It's excellent.
Absolutely. And I love what you said about the writing. So I don't know if you were on here already when I mentioned just before and earlier today that you want to write. I just said that literally before we started our conversation. So I love how you brought your story into here.